Greetings to everyone out there watching live or recorded. This is Ronnie Bincer helping you understand, what are we doing? TNT Bootcamp. That's what we're doing. I do enough shows. I'm called the Hangout Helper in other places, but here I am helping you with TNT Bootcamp. And we've been talking about influencer marketing and different tools that we can use to do the best we can do within Google Plus to find out who are the right influencers, how to become one ourselves, and then how do we do all this wonderful interaction stuff. And we've been doing this for quite a while. We've had quite a few tools that we've covered, but recently we've covered some introductions, redesigns, yeah, some freshening ups of various tools as well as more functions. And two that we've focused on a fair amount, we're going to focus on again because they're very valuable tools and they're brought to us by the people that are right here in the film strip. So I'm going to just briefly highlight Christine. This is Christine. Hi, she's with Circloscope. Not only Bootcamp, but Circloscope. And right here, this is Lee Smallwood from across the pond, or at least from me across the pond, and he's the brains and the man behind NOD3x.
Well, yeah. Hi, and thank you for that.
You're welcome. So now let's talk about what each one of those tools are, and then maybe how they can work together. And this is what the show's all about. Now, you've got other shows that we've done before that you should be able to watch just by clicking on the links over there, up there, down there, depending on where you're seeing this particular show. We are bringing and watching the comments live. Like here's Mel. He says hello. I just thought I'd say hi right back.
Hello, Mel.
So
hey, here's John. He says drum roll, violins up.
Okay. So please do bring in some of your comments into the show by typing them, and we will do our best to bring them on screen when they seem appropriate, even maybe inappropriate if it's, well, no, that's a bad way to say it. Let's move into this topic of the show because it's only a 30-minute show. Circloscope, wonderful tool to help you gather a lot of your circles together and clean them up and get the right people into certain circles in a more of a bulk fashion. I mean, you can do it with a group of things, or even maybe batch fashion if you're into the nerdy words like that. NOD3x is a wonderful tool to help you find activity that's going on inside Google Plus without having to do all manual searching. Let the tool NOD3x help you find things based on certain hashtag searches or different projects that you've got set up. Now, those very, very low-level descriptions about what they're doing, but I want to just get you started, and then I'm going to pass this over right now to Christine, and then she's going to tell us what we're going to be doing next, and it'll probably be mainly her and Lee doing most of the show, and I'll just sort of add a little color commentary here and there. Here you go, Christine.
Okay. All right, well, one thing I've said many times is that Circloscope is just a tool. It's a tool to help you manage your circles. One thing it can do is it can help you circle active engagers, but you still need to find them first. You know, it actually will find your active engagers, or you can put in the URL of like somebody else's active engagers. But say you want to find everyone who has engaged on a specific post based around a hashtag, things like that. You have to go find those posts and put the URLs into Circloscope so that you can then, you know, circle everybody up. So let's go through. We're gonna show 3 ways to do this here. We're going to show the way you can search on Google Plus for a post, and then we're going to show how you can find these posts in NOD3x, and then we're going to show you an easier way to do it. So, all right. So I'm going to screen share. Let's see.
Lee, you're grinning, so I'm going to bring your grin up while she's getting her screen share ready.
I'm always grinning these days.
He's a very happy guy.
I am a happy guy.
That's a good thing.
It is. It is. And shall I tell you why I'm a happy guy today? Whilst you're living.
She's got the screen share up, but if you can do it.
No.
We'll do that in a moment then. In a moment. Here we go. Back to you, Christine. You're on.
All right. So whatever your topic is, a lot of people might know that I do the My Music Hangout. So a lot of times I'm searching for music posts. So I'm going to search for Music Monday, which is a hashtag that's frequently used here on Google+. But this could be anything. If you're a food blogger, you might be searching for hashtag food. And that's going to bring you up. You can search, you know, further under the hashtag Music Monday other things that might be associated with it. But basically, it's kind of now like you just scroll down, and I'm going to look for a post that's music related, that's getting a lot of shares, so that I can add those active sharers to my circles. And as you can see, nothing seems to be getting a lot of shares here. So I'm going to keep scrolling around, keep looking.
So you started out this process by looking for a hashtag search, right? Just
Or it could be anything, but I wanted to do a hashtag to try that. I could try for just music, because I'm not finding anything really hot today on Music Monday.
So your goal is to be finding an active post, finding out if there's 10, 20, 30 people that are sharing that post, and then grab those people that are the active sharers, those that have shared the post, and put them into a circle. I think that's the goal here.
Like here's a post from House of Blues that was shared yesterday, tagged with music, and they had 35 shares. Well, that's a lot. That's great. So what I could do at this point is I can link to this post.
So you're grabbing a link, right?
I grab the link to that post, and now I'm going to open up Circloscope, and that's up here in my toolbar. It's already installed. Okay, I'll wait for it to load.
This, by the way, is the current way you would do it to try to pull these people into a circle.
Yes, this is by finding a post on Google+. And I'm going to switch to my music account.
So that's a little fancier than many people because they might just have one account.
Right, so this is my music hangout page. I'll wait for it to load. And now I can, from the dashboard, go to engagers of a specific post. I want to pick the ones to find the people not already in my circles. And I'm going to paste that. The deep search is going to show all the shares of that post, even the shares of the shares. Okay, now I can click OK. So like the ripples.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say OK. And it does take a few minutes. Now it comes with 319 engagers from that post. At this point, what I would want to do is a lot of times pages are limited in how many people you can add, and I want to add sharers. I'm looking to add sharers, and hopefully they're going to add me back and start sharing my music stuff. So I'm going to click a box to check that they have reshared the post. And I'm going to apply, because right now it's showing everybody, even the plussers, the commenters. I just want the sharers. Okay. Now I've got 33 people that have shared that post. And again, just to remind you, that was the post from the House of Blues. And I can select them all and circle and add these people to an existing circle or a new circle. I'm going to create a new circle called House of Blues Sharers. You can name it anything you want.
Okay, let me ask you after you click OK. Go ahead.
And it's going to check to make sure that they're okay to add, and it's going to add them.
Okay, so in general, the point here is you found people that actively shared on a topic that you're interested in, and you're hoping that once you've circled them, because they're going to get a notification that they've been added to your circles, that they might in turn flip it right around and add you right back. Is that
absolutely? And it does work. So. Okay. And then you could just, you would go back to Google and find another post and continue. I do advise people, this back and forth can be kind of a hassle. And sometimes you might run into a post, like here's a good one. You might run into it when you're not really intending to use Circloscope that day. I always tell people just go ahead and save the URLs into a document and, or a spreadsheet, and then when you're ready to use Circloscope, you can, go ahead and do it. Okay, so how else can you find music posts or, whatever it is that you're looking for? Well, we can open up Noex. And I'm going to sign in. I'm going to sign in with my Google account.
So even though you're the Circloscope queen, you're now showing us how to use Noex. Is that the deal?
I love Noex.
Okay.
Let's go. It's like an app-mance thing going on here, right?
So you can see this is this is Noex. We covered this 2 weeks ago. I have projects set up, and you can set up your own project based on what you're interested in. So one of my projects is the My Music Hangout, and it checks for hashtags such as music, Music Monday, etc. And so what you could do is you can then find a post from here, and like here are the latest posts. Here are the top posts. Here's that Bob Marley one, I believe. And what you would do, currently is you can then open this post on Google Plus and copy this URL. And yes, this was and look, you can see this got a tremendous amount of shares.
So this is an additional way to find the posts that you're trying to gather people from into different circles. And so we started first by doing it in Google Plus. Second, we did the same kind of thing inside Noex because you had some hashtags sitting, waiting, sort of harvesting things based on that. And then now you're going to utilize that and bring it right back into Circloscope.
Yep, so this is, oh, and look, the House of Blues post is in here as well. So that, rather than, sometimes it takes longer to go through Google Plus and find these posts. Noex, you can find them really quick. But once you have the URL, it's the same thing. You go into your engagers. I'm going to pick Not in My Circles. And I'm going to say OK.
And so again, the same process is going to apply. I mean, it'll bring you a lot of people. Then you have to filter it down, I believe.
I'm going to filter this because I only want, I don't want to fill my circles with people who just plus. It is very easy to plus a post. If you, in my opinion, if you share or comment, you are much more likely interested in that subject. And I really want to find people who are interested in music, and have demonstrated that by sharing it. I'm going to filter this a little more. You can also, with your filters, if you click once, it means yes. If you click twice, it means no. I don't want anyone who doesn't have a profile picture set. So I'm going to say no on there. And I'm going to apply. And that brings me to 73 sharers. Select all. Add these 73 people to my circles. I could just pick an existing circle. I could pick a sort circle and go through them later. However I want to do it, a sharer circle. The point is you're going to want to give these people time to add you back. You might want to go check out the circle stream and look at take a look at what they're sharing, engage with them, but this is the way that you can quickly add a bunch of people to your circles who are interested in the same thing you are, and obviously they're going to get a notification that My Music Hangout added them, so assuming I've targeted correctly, these are people who are interested in music, they're very likely to follow back and start sharing my stuff.
Before we get too far into it, you are doing this as a page. You could also do this as a profile. And if I'm not wrong, I think profile is a little easier to do this than as pages. Can you talk about that for a moment, and then we'll go into Lee's stuff?
Well, generally, profiles, for one thing, can add more people per day than a page. Pages are, especially if you're a new page, very limited, generally like 10% of how many people are following you. So if you have it seems to be if you have 0 to 100 following you, you're not going to be able to add more than 50 people a day. So it's going to be a little bit of a slower process. And no matter how many people are following your page, you're going to probably max out at around 300 a day, where profiles generally can add, 500 or more a day.
Okay. Lee, you have something you want to show us about Noex, or are we done?
No, I might do. just a little something.
Yeah, then tell us what's going on.
So we've been chatting, obviously, with the guys from Circloscope, Isan, Craig, and also Christine, and looking at how we can integrate a little bit more, because there's this really nice relationship between what we do and what Circloscope do, and it's all about how can we, enhance the user experience, make things a little bit easier for people, right?
And just to interrupt really quick, Mel already has pointed out, it looks like that would take some practice. And yeah, it can, once you know what you're doing and how to do it, it's no problem. But switching back and forth or all those steps, it can be a little much for people at first.
Yeah, exactly. And part of, as application developers and things like that, we've got to look at making things as simple as possible for people. All right, because if anyone's like me, I've got a memory like a goldfish. I go around in this like 3-second loop. So making things simpler just means it becomes more easy to adopt as an everyday practice. So through numerous conversations and hangouts and chats, we're very pleased to announce today that we've integrated Circloscope for the very first time into Noex. So what the two steps, or the two different ways Christine's just been demonstrating, we've now amalgamated it directly into the Noex user interface. And if I can just share my screen, I can
Please do. But while you're doing that, I'm going to say this is a announcement, right?
Yeah,
it is something new.
Yeah, it's brand new.
You're hearing it here first.
Yeah. We kept it on the wraps, haven't we?
Sorry if I'm like going like this. There's a little teeny buggy flying in front of my face. I'm like.
All right, so you've got some integration of Circloscope right there inside Noex.
Correct. And just to make a note of this, basically we've got obviously you've got the Google. Sorry.
Can you zoom it at all?
Yeah, I can zoom in. Let me just do this. So we've got obviously the Google Plus freemium version, and we've also got a low-cost premium upgrade, which enables people to basically write a post or schedule a post using Buffer. It allows you to do brand page management or Google Plus page management, and as part of that small monthly fee, you can now use Circloscope directly from within it. Now, have I zoomed in enough here?
You could go a little more, I think.
A little bit more. Okay, let's try a little bit more. All right, so is that better?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, cool. So now what we have here, if I go down to here, within the dashboard setting and visual, shall I say, you'll now see under top post that we've added the little Circloscope icon.
Isn't it cute?
All right, do you like that? took me hours.
Shout out to Justin Stout for designing our logo.
What's it do?
Right, so what it does now is, and currently this is only in Chrome, so if you're not using Google Chrome, you have to download it. Okay, that's categoric. So what you would then do is, and just continuing on, this is my music dashboard, because obviously Christine was talking about music, so this is mine, and it's just on Google Plus at the moment in time. So we'll go down to the posts, the top posts again, and you can see it's at the bottom of every single one of them. Now here we've got a Bob Marley one, which is 741 plus ones, 151 comments, and 80 reshares. Now, all we need to do now is click on this, and what it then does is
look at that.
Sends all the information over to Circloscope, and you'll see that in a second you'll get a little message in the bottom right-hand corner saying, drumroll, Noex Engagers list is ready. Click here to load the list. So now you just click that, and Circloscope will load up all of the engagers directly from that one post, so that you can then go ahead and filter as you wish. If you're collecting people in +1s and looking to see what you need to do in order to move them from a passive +1 engager to a more engaged, active engager, like someone who's commenting or resharing, then you can add them to your circles this way, just by using the same things before, selecting on the filters and selecting whichever ones you want to actually go by. You know.
So what that did in general, in a very, I mean, there's a lot probably going on, but it took basically that URL of that post you've identified from within Noex and
Correct.
then allowed you to go right over into Circloscope with that URL already loaded in.
Correct.
And another thing that I believe, and Lee can correct me if I'm wrong, but the way it's passing things over, you don't have, it saves processing time. So basically, the way you do it now, you open Noex, everything needs to load up. You grab the URL, you open Circloscope, paste it in, everything needs to load up. Yeah. They're passing the information already loaded. So not only is it a one-click integration, but it's going to make it a lot faster.
Yeah, basically, because we're already collecting all of the engagers already, whether that's +1s, commenters, or reshares, even the ripples of that. There's no point, or we felt there was no point in just sending the post URL to then let Circloscope go through a processing area or just a process that we've already undertaken. So it just seemed far quicker just to send everything over, and then it's all done.
So it's basically an engager shortcut, right? Where you're finding the post and you're grabbing the engagers from there and bringing them right over into Circloscope when you push the button.
Absolutely. I mean, we can basically just show it a little bit simpler as well.
Just so you know, we've only got about four or 5 minutes to go.
See how fast this goes? And I just want to say that this is, probably the first of many integration points.
Absolutely.
That we're looking at, because, like Lee said, the more value that people can get out of these and streamline and make things simpler to manage your Google Plus circles and your data, it just makes sense.
Massively. It takes the complexity out of managing data. All right, because some of us eat data for like breakfast, and then there's others who kind of think, oh my lord, what have I got to do? And what I will do is I'll write a post on this rather than just show it because we're short of time, and you've got to go through what's happening next as well.
Well, so this is fabulous news. The idea that we can take the value that Circloscope brings to Noex and what Noex brings to Circloscope and bring those two together.
Yeah.
Did you guys have this plan? I know you've had it planned because I was in the green room, but how long ago did you actually think about really integrating this way? I thought when we were doing this show, we were going to just say, here's some value, do this in Noex, and then bring it over to Circloscope. That's, I thought, what we were going to be doing here. You've actually made a button to push.
We've talked about it for quite a while, but we needed to launch. We've talked about it Circloscope launching, and we said, well, Lee, we need to get launched first before we can think of anything else. And
certainly when we were like in version 2, not version 3, we started those discussions, right? So it's really nice to kind of see this all come together.
And, Lee has integrated buffer app into Noex so that you can write and schedule a post. So just
for those that are doing this for pages, this is working for pages.
Well, that's the premium version.
Yeah.
The premium version and for pages, not for profiles.
Yeah, you can't schedule a post on Google Plus as a profile at this moment in time.
Right. I'm just trying to clarify.
No. You're good. Absolutely.
You're right.
Right way.
Good. So we've got some extra goodies that we just found out about, and that button that was on the bottom, that's primarily gathering those engagers and bringing them right over into Circloscope. So then in Circloscope you can do that filtering, like what Christine did earlier, where she said, I wanted to just bring in sharers and maybe sharers that aren't blueheads, and that kind of sharing or filtering is what she could do inside Circloscope. Does that bring... Okay, sorry. You got a comment up? Let me bring it up. Yes, a very cute logo for the design. Very cute design logo. So that's a really cool feature. And I guess we look forward to more integration like that. Do you have any thoughts, Lee, about what you might be doing in addition?
Yeah, I mean, I was chatting with Isan today, and we've got some very exciting, what we think, integration points of where things can become more smoother. We send things a little bit faster from a processing aspect, so you really get, when you arrive at Circloscope, exactly what you need. You know, you don't need to do very much more. So, but this is the first stage. You know, so we'll see where it goes from there. See the feedback from people and take it on the chin. Literally.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so we've got a little announcement. Christine and I together are going to say some. Actually, Christine, do you want to make the announcement and I'll follow it up, or how do you want to do this? Because we were just talking about this not too long ago.
Sure. Well, so we, as you know, we've been doing our influencer marketing TNT Bootcamp series now for, geez, I don't even know how long, since, what, January-ish?
Many, many months.
It's been a while. And, you know, we feel like we've wrapped this piece up, and we would like to continue on with another piece, and we're going to call it Online Marketing TNT Bootcamp. We're going to change the schedule just a little bit. Instead of the first and third Mondays for a half hour, we're going to do the third Monday of the month for 40 minutes. And we're going to start that on Monday, September 15th, and at 2:30 Eastern Time, I believe. We're still sticking with the time. And topics and guests will be announced. And I think we're going to move it to my channel for a little while. Is that right, Ronnie?
Cool.
So that I can be the big guy in the box.
Yes. So in essence, we're going to be changing the focus of the show slightly, but we're still going to be talking about tools and techniques for online marketing, which is everything that we've been doing. But we're going to take it a little bit away from just the influencer concept to more in general, what do we do marketing-wise utilizing Google+, and the different tools that we might use, as well as the idea that it's on Christine's channel, which is not going to make a lot of difference to you unless you happen to go to my specific channel to try to view it. And it's also going to be once a month rather than twice a month. It's going to be right in the middle of the month. So we're going to start another month from today for our next show. So many people do watch this after the fact, and so you know you can still continue to watch it in our playlists and our different ways that we show it and feature it. But we just wanted to give you a heads up. That's what's coming up next. Also, the very first Monday of next month is a holiday here in the U.S. So that's another reason for why we're not actually doing it next month, first of the month. So we've got various reasons, but that's all coming up very, very soon, if you think a month is soon, which actually seems like forever.
A month is really soon.
So feel free to keep giving us questions in the existing shows that we do, because that's one of the things that helps us know where your interests are so that we can make sure that we give you the information that you're looking for. So let's talk about, all right, I'll bring up a comment here. This is saying from Cheryl, sounds great, looking forward to more of Christine DeGraff and Ronnie Bincer. That's great.
Sheila says, carefully, we can only take so much excitement at one time.
I know. Ronnie's sarcasm is rubbing off, I think.
And Sheila also says, come on, guys, give us an hour. I don't know. We talked about that. I get tired after. I mean, if you think about it, even a TV show, when you take out the commercials, they're not an hour long. You know, I think 40 minutes is good. 30 is a little too, not quite enough.
We might wanting more.
We might tweak the time a little, like maybe even the start time. Christine and I will work that out. So just be looking in the stream for when we announce when we're starting that. But it will be on the 15th of September. 2014 will be when we go into the once-a-month session. And timing-wise, as far as length, it'll be longer than 30 minutes, but it may not be a full hour. We'll see.
Or we could just keep going until they all leave.
8 hours. We have an 8-hour max, so we're probably not going to do it.
Will the last person to leave the HO turn the lights on?
Turn the lights on. Push that end broadcast button.
Yeah.
Right, so it's just about time for me to push that end broadcast button right now. So Lee, I appreciate you being here. I know Christine does as well. And that's a wonderful, fabulous push button option to bring the two wonderful tools, Noex and Circloscope, together. Thanks for doing
we've got to bring up Christopher's comment on that. Loves a good push button strategy.
All right, excellent. All right, folks, we're going to end the show now so we can keep it to our half hour for this particular segment, and we'll see you in a month. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.
Bye.